207.80 up. Let's go really low on this one just to give you some room. 207 do. Okay. But if you look at the trend, right, of what's been happening with NVIDIA, if you take your overall trend, it's been to the upside, leading up to, I always talk about this, always leads up to earnings, but typically it's buy the rumor, sell the news. So you've got to be extremely careful.
Yeah, see, and that though is exactly why I like for traders to use Apple, right? Because it isn't that much volatility. You know what I mean? You could have 100 contracts at Apple, but it moved a penny, there's $100. You have 100 contracts at NVIDIA and it moves like that, right? That's 5,000. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's make it rain.
Join American Dream Trading's live trading weekdays 9 a.m. Eastern Standard. Welcome to the Aftermarket. American Dream Trading. You have entered the Aftermarket. AmericanDreamTrading.com. Welcome. You are now in the Aftermarket. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to American Dream Trading's The Aftermarket live chat and watch party. I'm your host, J&J Video Reacts, and this is a stream that's been created by us traders for us traders to just kick back, relax, have fun, let our hair down, and talk about our day trading in the stock market, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Tonight, we're going to go back to the basics, gang. We are going to go back to the basics. If you are a brand new trader, welcome. This is a show for you tonight because we want to take you back to square one. If you're confused, if you don't know which way to start, this is where we got people that are going to come on the panel tonight, offer you suggestions, and we're going to talk to you about some places that you should be starting in your trading journey. Where did we learn this stuff from? I'll tell you who. Chad W. Christian, who is a 32-year stock market veteran, who basically has taught us all how to enter trades, navigate the trades, and get out of the trades. Basically, get in, get out, and everything in the middle. Okay. And he's done this with proven strategies that have created over 10 millionaires out of our group. He's retired at least 100 people that have retired off of Coach's teachings. It's a very simple strategy. He teaches us everything under the sun. So this is the place you need to be if you're a brand new trader and you're looking to learn how to trade the right way, not chase callouts. This is not a callout chasing group. Do we have callouts? Yes, we do. But we know how to get in those callouts. We know how to go chart them out and look at them and not just jump in them because somebody said it was running. So if you're in that type of group, get out of there right away. Come on over here. And as you saw in the commercial earlier, you get $1,000 off if you sign up for any of the VIP memberships, the VIP Green, the VIP Gold, or the VIP Gold Complete. So all of those memberships, the VIP is $2,500, the VIP Gold add-on is $2,500 as well. You're going to get those both for $1,500. So instead of paying $5,000, you can get $3,000 if you get them all together with the with the discount. You can go ahead and get the $1,000 off. So, or you could just go ahead and get the VIP Gold Complete and take $1,000 off of that as well. So either way, go ahead, get yourself signed up and go to AmericanDreamTrading.com to do that. That link has been pinned to the top of the chat. Thank you, Arlo, for putting it in there for us. And let's get started, guys. We got a couple people that are in the back room. All right, we got Ange already back here, ready to go. And I can't tell who is that second. What? Oh, wow. Hold on. No way. Hey, look. Those of you that know about the meetup, I think we got a treat coming up here. Ange, I think Mark McSee's at the meetup trying to let us in.
Yeah, they're waiting for you.
Hey!
Aftermarket show. Hello.
What's going on?
Me? Are we on or here or what?
Yes, you are.
Hello? Hello? I don't know. I can't hear Dawn.
Hello.
Hello? 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 Dawn? Can't hear you. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we hear
Can't hear
you.
you, Dawn.
We hear you.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
You can hear us.
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, we hear you.
Hey. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Shake your head,
Yeah,
yes.
he's drunk.
You can hear us? Yes? No. All right. Here. Put something in front of your face. All right. Here we are. We're out here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I'm on vacation. All these other guys followed me here. Tell her this guy, he lives here. So that guy. We got the future Mrs. Bruno. We got Gina. We got Gina. We got Mr. Gina. We got Nate. We got. You're not even on the panel yet. Huh? She said she could hear me. She said she could hear me. Something happened to it.
Yes,
Hello?
we can hear you.
There we go. Try it again. It's noisy in here. I can't hear you anyway.
Right.
Then we got that guy. You know him. That's future Mrs. Bruno. That's Gina. First you know Bruno. This guy, we can't tell you who he is. We got Russ. And of course we got DJ. Uncle Billy.
Wait, where's everybody else?
I don't know.
We're not going to lie.
Whatever.
Yeah, we're not even connected. She said we can have the other panel.
She's there. She's there. She's there. Anyway, can't hear you. I'm leaving. Is it on there or not?
I'm so dizzy. I'm so dizzy after watching that. He was lit. Could you tell? Dude, he was lit. Okay? I don't know there. Hey, can you hear me? Yeah, we heard you.
I love it. I'm so sad that I couldn't make it there today, but I'll make it to the next one. So when they schedule the next one, I'll be a little bit more prepared.
Me too.
And I'll be at that one. But how fun. Like, I love that.
I know. I want to be there so bad. I'm having so much FOMO. But you know what? It'll be fun. It'll be fun. They're talking about doing it in Florida. So that's good.
Yeah.
We're going to have Papa Chulo there and Freddie and Bruno and all those guys will probably make it down there. So the only person missing will probably be Mark, unfortunately. But then again, he said if he had enough notice, he might be able to make that one too. So who knows? That'll be cool. But yeah, I was getting a little dizzy there with the with the camera. Wait a minute, hold on. Is that him again? I think it might be. Hold on. All right, everybody get your Dramamine ready.
Here we go.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, he's drunk.
Can you hear us?
So at one point, the dad did not step in and go, no, the same way you don't go into a doctor's office and tell
Can you hear me or not?
to do their job.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hair's like 40-ish.
Well, sir, I thought she said she could hear us, but I couldn't hear her.
Or about $1 million.
I'm gonna tell Nate.
So like you gotta have the money to separate the pounds. A lot of these are pretty.
Now Mark, he is on the panel, and yes, he can
Oh,
hear,
it was.
he can't hear us because there's so much noise in there.
14-year-olds, I would say, are probably maybe
Okay.
sound like
That's okay.
but like most of them, I mean, we have a handful that are like the younger parents that like.
Okay, hey, honey.
What's up, ladies? I just came to say hi for a second and tell Mark we could hear him.
I know. I texted Nate and told him, tell yes, Mark, for crying out loud, we can hear him. He can't hear us because of all of the noise. But yeah, we hear him. You're on the panel. So hopefully he'll look down at his phone and see that message. Everybody, this is my beautiful wife, Jen. Welcome.
Hi, Jen.
What's going on?
How are you? All right. So today we're going to go back to the basics. And what I mean by that is, one of the things that, people need to realize that trading is hard. Okay. It's not easy. Would you agree with that, Ange?
Absolutely.
It's not just something that is to be taken lightly, at the drop of a whim. And most importantly, I think it's important after a year and a half of trading options. I see why options are so dangerous. Shares are where you need to start if you're brand new. Let's go ahead and let in, I think, James L here. Shares are definitely where you need to start. James L, what's up, bud?
How we doing, ladies?
Doing well. All right, let's go to the lounge music and turn that down a
I
little
like
bit.
the background, Dawn. That's pretty cool. I need that so you can't see the messy room behind me.
Thank you. But yeah, let's go back to the basics. I think shares is where we need to start off and have, let everybody know that it's a lot easier to do shares simply because you don't have a lot of the situations that you have with options like the Greeks. You don't have the gamma that you have with the Greeks. You don't have to worry about the delta. You don't have any expiration dates. You don't have a lot of the theta decay that you experience with options. So while options may be fun initially, you may get a couple of nice gains on them. I'm sure a lot of you have probably experienced a face ripping or two. So that's why you need to go back to the basics and go to shares, Do you guys have anything to offer about your experiences with shares? Because I know, Ange, you just trade shares.
Correct.
What
and
is
y'all
your
are the reason why I only do shares.
I'm telling you, it's not. Honestly, if I had known what I know now, I would have started with shares. I would have definitely started with shares. The only reason I started with options was because someone outside the company taught me how to do options a long time ago, a couple years ago. And so that was the only training that I had. I hadn't been in a group. But when I got here, I saw the difference just really probably the past 8 months between Nate and what you've done, the stuff that Coach has taught us. That's now I understand why shares is the way to start. And waiting in the weeds is the most basic way to start trading shares. It's training you to buy low and sell high. That's how you make money in the stock market. The basic way to make money. There's other strategies like, calls and cash secure puts and, cover calls, things like that. Credit spreads, debit spreads. You can do things like that. And long-term investment, swing trading. But as far as day trading, if you're looking to make money on a daily basis, the most basic way to do it is shares and waiting in the weeds. What do we mean by waiting in the weeds?
Let me ask you real quick, since I have to go in a second, but I wanted to say I love all of you at ADT. You're such an inspiration real quick. But also, if I'm new, what is the benefit of options? I mean, why would people go with options if shares? Can you get in for less money?
Well, yeah. Okay, shares, options offer you leverage. That's really the reason why people go with options. They offer you leverage. So if I were to buy 100 shares of, let's say, Tesla, right? Or let's take Neo. Let's work with some small numbers. Neo's running at about $5 a stock. If I were to buy 100 shares of Neo, it would cost me $500, right? If I were to buy 100 shares of Apple, it would cost me over $20,000 because Apple's $200 a share, right? So, the cool thing about options is options gives you for one contract the leverage of 100 shares. So if you buy one contract, it's the same as you buying 100 shares of that stock. And one Apple contract might cost you $150. So they're saying for that 150, I'll give you the leverage of 100 shares. So when it moves, it's going to move as though you owned 100 shares of that stock. And that's the gain that you'll get. But by the same token, if it drops, you'll also lose money like you were holding 100 shares as well. So it's gives and takes, but that's why people do options, because it gives them 100 shares worth of leverage for every contract that they buy.
I see. So you can literally buy more shares, but not have to spend that high amount of money as far as what 100 shares of that big company would cost. Okay.
Yeah. And say I go to Neo, that same $500 that I spent buying 100 shares of Neo, I could go over to the options and take that same $500 and maybe get 10 contracts. Now I own 1,000 shares of Neo as opposed to 100.
Okay, got it.
You know what I mean?
Pretty good. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. I can't wait till you start trading. It is going to be on and popping, girl.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Put me in, coach. Ange said I'm ready. No, just kidding. She didn't.
Yep. But yeah, thanks for stopping through.
You're welcome.
And hanging out. You're welcome to hang out anytime. I know you're still in the learning process, so yeah.
I'm always in the chat. I just figured I'd pop in and say hi, since I didn't get a chance to while I was off for a few minutes.
That's cool.
Talk to you guys soon. I'll be watching. I'll be catching the next hour or however long.
All right. Cool beans.
Good to see everyone.
Yep. Hey, James, did you trade today?
Yes, ma'am, I did. Shares only.
Really? Good job, man. Good for you.
Nice job.
Which ones did you trade?
I did some serve in the pre-market. And then Mira, of course.
Yep. I made $10 off of Mira today. That was pretty cool. I had like, what did I have? I had 10 contracts. Yeah. 10 contracts. I had 10 shares.
Yeah, I went a little bit bigger. First time I got in with 100.
Okay.
But there were shares, and it pulled back a little bit against me. I was down like $2. And, then it started running up and halted. So I moved my stop up, and it ran up and it halted. So I moved my stop up. Second time it halted, it pulled back and hit my stop. After that, I had a real hard time getting back in. It seemed like every candle go down, suspended.
Wow.
Candle pop up, suspended. Candle pop down, suspended. So I did eventually get back in when it come down to VWAP at like $2 and something, I think it was.
Yeah.
With just 5 shares, and wrote it up a little over 4. So made another $10 there on that. So.
Good job, man. Good job. Way to go. How you feeling now that you have been in the pre-market room with us and joined some breakout rooms, got a weekend session in or two? How are you feeling with the VIP training that you're getting? Has it improved your trading?
Oh, loving it. That's what I know you said it, Angie said it, coaches said it. The Saturday VIP gold training. And, I was asking David about my issue with the stops on options and the 2-minute EWO. And he just said, hey, just do shares. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's it.
I told you those weekend sessions are like one-on-ones with David, right? Was I
Oh
right or
yeah.
what? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Very intimate, he goes into detail just like he does in the one-on-ones. So yeah, it's like getting a one-on-one with him every week, you know?
Well, and it's great too because it's generally a smaller group.
Yeah.
It's on a Saturday, so you don't have to worry about getting interrupted by call outs or open mics, or everybody's real calm, selective. So it feels a lot more personal too.
That's good. That's good. Well, I was hoping that because it's you made that investment, so we want to make sure that you're getting everything that you feel you're supposed to be getting and that you're doing better. The ultimate goal is for you to trade successfully from as a result of what you're learning in those sessions. So if that's happening, because you definitely seem like your demeanor is better, you're more calm, you're seeming like you're having more and more green trades, and that's all we want. People helping people. We
Oh
want
yeah,
you to do well.
it was great today doing the shares. It was, I had my line started. I could see. I knew when I needed to get in. I knew when I needed to get out.
Not less
No
stressful.
hesitation. No stress.
Are you
Wait,
using the
wait.
trading view indicators?
I've not reloaded them yet. After my investment, that's probably going to have to wait a few weeks. So
Okay. Well, I mean, it's what is it? $25 a month? Did you can get the basic plan.
yeah, well, and I was going to ask about that too because I noticed there's some new indicators added, and the plans only allow you so many per tier.
Yeah, well, you only need the basic one because all you need is three indicators. That's coaches indicators, the EWO, and the volume indicator, and you get those for free. So you have the plan already. You don't need to pay anything extra. All you need to do is get yourself a TradingView membership, and you can get the cheapest one, get the real time data, get the NYSE data. It's $25 a month.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
I know,
so
I know.
yeah,
I had it before. It just
it's
we
worth
got
it.
we got rent and such coming up, so
I got
like I
you.
said, couple weeks, we'll be all right.
Okay,
I'll I'll get it back in there, get it reloaded. It's just gonna have to wait a minute.
I got you. I just want you to have all your tools. That's all, bud. Because I'm
Oh
telling
yeah,
you, they make the difference. Hey, Ange, how do you feel about them since you've been
About
using them?
what? Oh, the
After trading?
indicators.
Yeah.
So,
she has it loaded.
that's that's like part of the whole process, right? Being in the doing the basics, right? And I didn't use them for the longest time up until like 2 weeks ago. I mean, I was doing fine without them. Yes, I was. Again, mirroring everything that I've learned from Nate and Mark and stuff in the pre-market over the last few months. So I know that Nate doesn't use them. So it's not that I ignored them. I had them set up, right? So they were all ready to go. I just did not take the time to go and learn how to utilize them until just like 2 weeks ago, I think it was, maybe 3 now. You and I were chatting and stuff, and you were walking me through some things when you were going through kind of a stage in your training of your own, and you were walking me through it. And then I applied what you showed, and now I do it every single day. What has that done for my trading? A lot. I mean, I'm able to make more, per share, which is great. I'm able to stay in longer, which is great, and I'm able to understand now the process of following the indicators, following the cloud, whatever, in conjunction to what's going on in the L2. All those things have aligned far greater, right? So I think they're a solid 10, if you're asking me my opinion.
I am. And thank you for that. They make a difference
They do.
in
Yeah,
your trading.
I would agree.
So yeah, if anybody that has the wherewithal that is hesitating on them, and if it's a financial thing, that's you can't help that because I know what that's like. If you can't get it, you can't get it.
Right.
But if you can and you have the wherewithal to get them, they make the difference. Okay, so say you invest the $25 if you guys are just now getting back into it, or you have wondered about them, you know what I mean? And say your first week using them, they help you make an extra $250, which is 10 times the monthly payment. Well, then they've more than paid for themselves. You know what I mean? So
Did he go back to offering those monthly, or not? Not the indicators are not a la carte anymore.
not when you're a VIP.
Well, no, just I seen a couple days ago in the membership lounge. It was a premium member. I forget the name, but he was asking about canceling his indicators, his monthly
Right,
indicator.
right.
And all I could think is, dude, don't do it. don't cancel
I know,
it.
right?
No,
Oh man,
no.
because he would literally have to become a VIP in order to get them,
Yep.
because he no longer
That's
offers them a la carte.
that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yep, you're absolutely right. Yep, he doesn't offer them a la carte. The only way to get it is to become a VIP member, and you are given them. And he did that for good reason, because people were, I mean, they're that, sweet to use. People were getting them and like dipping out, like taking the indicators and rolling out and just using the indicators and not getting the full membership, getting all the education that goes with the indicators. So yeah, he stopped doing that. But if you make a bigger commitment and you get the VIP plan, then well, why not include them? But yeah, I mean, with me, they definitely have made all the difference. There were a lot of times when I remember hearing them, and this is part of going back to the basics. Charting is something that is a basic skill that every new trader needs to know. You need to know how to recognize and identify areas of consolidation, because all trades have repetitive patterns. And if you can't learn to identify those patterns, you're never going to learn. You're just going to make money by the seat of your pants, and it's going to be luck. It's not going to be skill. You're not going to be able to navigate it like you would a roadmap or a GPS if you're trying to get to a restaurant. So you need a roadmap, and that's what charting allows you to have, is a roadmap. You know, um, it's like, just take for example this stock here, right? LIFW, which is one that Habib called out right before we left. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, so if we were to take this stock right here, right, and look at it on, these are the trading view indicators that we're talking about, right? Right here, you've got the cloud, you've got the blue line, which is underlying the cloud, which is the 55 exponential moving average. You've got the white line above the cloud. So those border the cloud. That's the 21, right? And then you've got the dotted line, which is the 9, which is more of a scalping indicator. Well, these three lines and the shading in conjunction with the candles are what helps you to get through trades, right? And then you can use the volume indicators and, of course, the EWO as well. But when you're in a trade and you're looking at something like this, well, this coach has taught us to read this like a book, right? And if you're looking at this, one of the first thing I'm seeing here is it's getting heavy on the vine. What do I mean by that? See this area down here? Well, it's riding the 9, but now here it's dropped below, and it's dropped below the 21, and it's getting heavy, like it's a tree branch that's sagging down, heavy on the vine. Well, that means the stock most likely is headed down. But if I'm just sitting there watching candles and no indicators, and I don't know how to read candles, then I might be like, well, what's going on? Is it going up? Is it going down? Well, with these indicators, I see that it's going down, but I also see that it's in an area that is telling me that it may still go back up. So this cloud is a cheat code. Okay. This cloud is a cheat code. Look at this thing. And look what's happening with this stock. If you had gotten in here and this Nate wick happened and it started dropping under the 9 like it's doing here, but without these indicators, it just started dropping, you would automatically think, let me hurry up and get the hell out of that, wouldn't you? Like, am I right, guys?
Absolutely.
Okay. You'd be scared shitless. It's like, oh, let's get out of here. But I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the same setup, and I'm seeing the fact that it's only just resting under the 21. It hasn't even touched the 55. It's not even out of the cloud. So chances are I can stay in this trade because it's still got a lot of momentum to the upside.
Doesn't that depend on where you get in at too?
Yes. Yes, it does. Because
Yeah.
if you get in here, then you're going to immediately be at a loss.
Right.
If you get in early, like if you got in down here at the beginning of the trade, all this consolidation is basically just, you made all your money right here.
Mm-hmm.
And up here. Once it came down, yeah, you took a hit here, and it's basically just consolidating, and you would continue to take a hit, but you wouldn't be in the negative yet if you got in early.
Yeah,
But
entry is the hardest part, right?
Yeah.
We hear that all the time and stuff. Like looking at this, honestly, I would have not gotten in this at all.
Yeah, me either. Habib called it out at the end of the day. And I like stuff to go one direction. I don't like consolidation. The only purpose consolidation serves is for me to create a channel and wait for it to break either to the upside or downside.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Other than that, I need it to go one direction. I don't like chop. This is diddling in the middle.
Right.
You know, so it's like, yeah, no, thank you. Now, if you take something else like, let's go back to IWM.
Well, you are hooked on that one, aren't you?
I am. I really am. This thing is a monster. Look at that thing, man.
Yeah, I didn't even look at it today because I didn't want to be tempted by the options.
It blew all of my levels out of the water. The end of the day, this thing here, this was crazy. And it started off choppy. It started out like this was kind of like a fake out. In the beginning, look at that. It started out, hey, we're going up. Whoa, yeah, nice. And then, it just basically kills your contracts right there. But then from this point on, speaking of Angie's point, if you got in here, oh, you were golden. Because look what it did, literally, the rest of the day from there.
Yeah, I watched this all day. Now, granted, I do only shares, so this is way too big for my britches, right? So, I mean, I liked watching it. It looked like a lot of fun, but...
Now, let's go to serve.
Now, serve is a whole nother ball game.
Okay. You know what? Let me pull mine. Okay, so serving the pre-market was amazing. This run here, right from the open this morning, it ran up pretty good. And this was pre-market high. So I put that line in this morning right before the bell, right? This is what charting does for you guys. It helps you identify key areas. So I'm thinking if this passes pre-market high, which is what Coach normally uses to do his pre-market setup, we're golden to the upside, which it did. It went down and then it started coming back up, and it for a brief moment past the pre-market high, but then it came right back down. And see, I don't see a double top to indicate that would have happened. So every time, hey, it's not going to tell you everything, right? But it came back down. And it just kind of got choppy from there on out. And then it just kind of went down. So this is serve right now. Dude, it is tanking. What the hell? I know you're out
Everybody
of that.
collecting profit.
Yes.
Yep.
But it had such a run up for a long time, though. And then it consolidated here.
This is kind of a good example. So Brandon in the comments, he wants to ask you a question, Dawn, in regards to waiting in the weeds.
Okay.
When you get picked up, what are you watching for to know when to get out? Are you shedding? Pullbacks? And then Brandon's finding out that, let's see here. It looks like he gets out when there's the first pullback.
Okay. Well, here's the thing, and I'm going to go back to the use of the indicators.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I look for waiting in the weeds, first off, I look for the very lowest spot that I can find that matches up with past occurrences on the chart. So if I saw, let's just say, for instance, so I don't have to enlarge it, let's just say this was $2 down here, right? And you can see where it kind of consolidated around that area for quite a bit, right? So I would just pick the $2. I would get in at like, 201, right above it, and just wait in the weeds until it came down there and picked me up. Once it picks me up, the next thing I'm looking for is the area over on the ask side that is looking to sell. The next biggest area, the next biggest wall is what Nate calls it, right? I'm looking to see when this thing is going to sell me out and possibly drop. So that's on the ask side. You have to, just like you look for the big area of support on the buy side to get in, you look for the big wall on the ask side to know when to get out. And I do tend to shed. I've been buying more than, I usually buy like 5 to 10 shares, and I'll buy 10 contracts, sometimes maybe more, and I'll shed half on that first pullback, and then I'll stay in it. And then if it continues to drop, I'll shed a couple more, then a couple more, and I'll try to leave one in running. So that's how I do it.
And I think it's important too, like I made sure this morning I made some notes on serve, like when I got in, because pre-market, I am almost always waiting in the weeds. I would say 98% of the time, unless later on in the morning when there's more volatility, I may do where I catch the candles, right? When they're going up.
Like the slingshot?
Yes, the slingshot. I couldn't think of what it was called, but yeah, the slingshot. So like, for example, this morning, the first catch I found here on serve was I got picked up at 8:48. And that was right at the beginning of pre-market this morning.
Right in this area?
Yeah, so it was 8:48. $8.48.
Okay.
So it was not long after open.
That's pretty cool.
So and
where did it get to?
I got out of it 1071.
Okay, cool.
So that's the thing, right? So it's paying attention to, for one, I'm waiting in the weeds. So I've already at that point established that this is moving, and I got picked up right away. I've based that purely on the fact that there has been news in the past. It was a runner aftermarket on Thursday. It was a runner on Friday. We went into the weekend. So still news on this, right, through the weekend. So the thought was that there's a possibility that this is going to continue, potentially. So I had this on a radar. So I knew right away this morning that I was going to watch this, not realizing that it was going to run up like it did right away. However, waiting in the weeds or waiting on support is what got me in here so quickly. And then watching the candles and watching the indicators and following it until I got out at 1071. And then I got in again. I got in this 3 times during pre-market today.
Nice. Yeah,
All
there
good
were a
run.
couple of opportunities in here.
Yes,
Like if you
all
got
good
out
runs.
here, you probably got back in here.
I did. Yep.
Then maybe
Broke
got
that
out
sucker
here
up.
and got back in here.
Yep. So the whole point, of doing what what was always suggested, waiting in the weeds, you are almost, as long as you're paying attention to what you're doing, you're almost always going to get picked up if you're paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're paying really close attention, you should, if you're doing it properly, make money, really. But you have to pay attention to it. And I have fallen into this before where I've looked away. I've got a lot of things going on during the day and stuff, but like I'll accidentally, look away, or, one of the kids will come in the office or something, and an interruption will happen. And I'll look away for a split second. In pre-market, there is no stops. So, you get your face a little tore up a little bit, maybe smacked around a little bit. It happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, during the times when you can have the stops, it isn't so bad and stuff. But pre-market, you have to be super careful. So I don't like to leave anything unattended. So I'm like glued to this. Glued. And I've really gotten my face tore off before when I've looked away for a brief second. A pretty darn good pullback with no stops will chew your face off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, before you know it,
That's
you're
what I
down.
was just going to ask, Ange, if it, not to be Debbie Downer, but you've had red trades too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Almost every single day. I do. But the difference between having a red day and a red trade is I know when to stop.
Nice.
I know what I'm willing to lose going into my day every single day.
And you stick to that.
You stick to it.
See, this is one of the things that people, I think the trap that they fall into is they don't have a set of regimented rules, or they don't have a mentor that has set up rules for them and something to follow. There's no rules in the market. There's no structure in the market. You are allowed to go in whenever you feel like it and get out whenever you feel like. There's no one that comes and takes your hand off the mouse or puts your hand on the mouse and say, get in now. Okay, get out now. Okay, you're losing money. Get out now. Stay in. There's none of that. So if you're lucky enough to have a mentor like we are that has taught us how to identify when to get in for ourselves, not him telling us when to get in, but how to get in for ourselves, what that looks like, and provided indicators and things like that to show us when to stay in, and taught us how to know when to get out. It's up to us to kick in with the discipline portion of that and actually follow those rules. And that's one of the things that I applaud you for, Ange, is because you took that and ran with it and said, you know what? Beyond a shadow of a doubt, I'm just going to follow these rules. I know I'm going to lose sometimes no matter what, but I'm just going to follow these rules and see what happens. And more often than not, you've made money.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's awesome. So yeah, it's in a place that's not structured, you have to provide yourself some structure. And right here, we provide each other with that structure based off the coach's teachings. Coach has given us that structure. We take it, we use it, and we make money, and we keep the money.
Right.
Because you need that, and Coach can't teach discipline. So it's up to you to be the glue that holds all that learning and lessons and rules together by following them, making yourself follow them. You've got to add that portion in. That is a huge part of going back to the basics. Follow the rules and couple that up with be disciplined. You have to be. You have to be. Otherwise, you're going to fail. You're going to fall into the 95% percentile that does not make it in this business. Any more questions down there?
Vaughn wants to know, so if you're waiting in the weeds, what is typically the cutoff if it doesn't bounce back? Well, if you're saying if it doesn't bounce back and it's red, I get the hell out of it as quickly as possible. If it's an indication that I should be out of it. I mean, if there's and if there's, and this comes with a crap load of screen time, if there's no indication that I shouldn't get out of it, I'm going to stay in it. But if it's indicating that it's going south and it's going south fast, I'm getting out of it as quickly as possible to minimize my loss.
Yeah, because the cool thing about waiting in the weeds, you're already so low. If it starts plummeting past where you're at, that means it's losing. It's a losing trade. So get the hell out of it.
Just watching the L2.
Yeah, you start seeing the floor or the bottom dropping out where there's no support. Get out of there. Nate has kind of taught us in the morning that when the support drops out, there's just like the other side. When you don't see a wall, that means it can just go on and on and on, up and up and up forever. Well, the same holds true for the bid side. If you don't see a level of support, if you don't see a floor, it can keep plummeting. So yeah, get out of there.
Same goes if it's going the other direction, right? Where you're waiting in the weeds, and you've waited forever, and if you're like me sometimes, I mean, I've had to learn patience, but if I'm waiting in the weeds, and suddenly there's another line above me that gets picked up, then it's like, okay, well, how long am I willing to sit there in the weeds to see if it comes back down? I might wait a little while. I might get a little impatient because it's been a little bit, and I'll just move it up, and if I'm paying attention to it after, like I said, having a crap load of screen time, and I'll move it up because I see it's adjusted. I can move it up and catch it. That happens too, or move it down because I see that it's now, it's creeping down fairly quickly. I can move my stuff down too. My lines.
Do you ever do that? You'll move it down.
I'll watch the L2.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever the L2 tells me.
Hudson, how you doing, sir?
Hudson Miller, what's up?
What's up? Can y'all hear me? You got me?
We can.
Good. I'm hesitant to come on here. I had a good day, but in the past, every time I've come on after a good day, then the next 3 days are crap. So good day today.
Well, it's not because you came on here, that's for sure.
No. But I'm so superstitious. I'm a baseball player, so I'm so superstitious about stuff like that. I'm like, nope, did that once. Not doing it again. But no, good day on SPY today. I only made 3 trades, all on SPY, 20% total account.
Oh, so, nice.
Yeah. Good day
awesome.
today.
Go, man.
Yep.
Hudson, just don't break the cycle. Don't trade tomorrow at all.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
That's
so now we
you. Don't do it.
Yeah, now I got to see how tomorrow goes. Because every time I've come on here after a good day, it's like I've been humbled by the market. So I have to be very careful.
Well, and the funny part is
extremely small.
I've heard Nate say that it doesn't have anything to do with the aftermarket with him. A lot of times he says when he has a really good day, the next day he normally has a red day. So I don't know if that's just something that every trader goes through. They're so hyped up over the day before that they think, all right, let's do what we did yesterday. And then the conditions aren't the same, but they're treating it like it's the same and they end up losing money.
And also, if you look at SPY today, SPY was very, very tradable today. If you pull it up, it was up, down. It was very good, clear entries. Today would have been a great day for someone to try options for the first time on SPY because the setups were perfect. They were so beautiful.
Okay, well, check this out. If they're trying options for the first time, they don't want to try SPY. I know you say it's good.
Yeah. Well,
but SPY's not a good thing to try the first time.
SPY's not. No, I would not recommend SPY for your first option. But today, SPY was good for the setups. I don't know if you can pull it up, and I'll tell you my trades.
Yeah, I'm trying to now, honey. Yep. Alrighty, there we go.
All right, so if you just zoom in and go to market open on SPY, 2 minute.
Uh-oh. What is going on with this thing?
I'm not sure where you're at. You're at end of day right there. You got to go back a little bit, it looks like. Yeah, because there's your double top, triple top. Yep, so all that's what made it so great. See the top, double top, then triple top, and then over to the right there was a quadruple top that I played as well. So yeah, so that was my 3 plays right there. But so
Nice.
market open, I waited my 5 minutes that I always waited. And if you look at it, if you zoom into market open over there,
Yeah,
it took
you know
about
what?
5 minutes.
My Zoom is not working for whatever
Oh,
reason.
it's not working.
Okay.
It's okay if it's not. I mean,
No, it works. I just had to go back out and come in. There we go.
oh, I gotcha. Yeah.
Okay, so here's where's market open at? Okay, here we go. Here's market open right here. Right here.
You have yourself up right now, though.
Oh, damn. All right. Cool. Great job, Dawn. All right, here we go.
There you go. Okay, so I wait 5 minutes always, and if you look at that first, that's a red candle on my screen. It's purple on yours. But the
Yeah.
first 5 minutes or so was red. So you see, right when that next candle opened above the 1, 2, the third candle, the little doji candle, the third candle after the market
Right
opens.
here.
Yep. So that was my
Yep.
entry, because that candle opened higher than the candle before it. So that was bullish for me. And I rode it all the way up until that pullback.
Right here?
Yep, right when it pulled back right there. And I got out of that trade there.
Okay.
And then I was getting ready for work, so I missed the hard pull here. But then if
Okay.
you go over to the right, you'll
Missed
see
this
like
one?
I missed that hard pull, which was a nice pull.
Yeah,
So,
it was.
Yep. So then I caught this up here, right here, when it turned right there. I caught
What, right
when the
here?
green, when your little wave turns green, right up in there, off the bottom of the 200. It bounced off the 200 down there.
Right here.
Yeah, so it bounced off the 200, went back down, and then I got in. So right about there. Yeah, I got in
Okay.
when that candle
Yep.
was above that candle again right there. That was a bullish
Right
sign
here?
for me. Yep. See how that candle
Okay.
opened higher than the candle left of it? That was
Correct.
a bullish sign for me. So I got in there and rode it up with some, I think I did like 3 more contracts. Again, I sold on that purple candle right in the middle of your screen there, which is a red candle for me, and
Right
sold
there.
there. And then go to the right, you'll see like a quadruple top. And I was like, okay, it's either going to break this or it's going to come down hard. Go further right. You'll see, like, if you zoom out, there it is. There you go. So you see how it broke. See how, like, if you make the whole screen, you'll see it was literally like a quadruple top. And SPY kept hitting its head on that level. Like, it was like 554.38. Boom, boom, boom. And once it broke that level, I got in one last call contract there, and it was like a $20 scalp. And that was my last trade of the day, and I was out of buying power. And then it kind of went sideways anyway. If you look at it, just kind of consolidated a little bit. So yeah, overall good day. 3 trades.
Good job,
that's all
man.
I made. 3 trades, 3 green trades, and that was missing that big pull right off that top. I missed that whole pull right at around.
Way to go.
Yeah, so very good day for me. I'm very happy with that. If I can do that every day, then I'll be on my way. The problem is I'll do that and then give it all back on a Friday or something stupid, or like give half of it back tomorrow. So I got to be a little bit smarter with that. But
so here's my thing. Did you journal it?
Oh yeah. So what was nice was I was on vacation last week. The ironic part was I woke up on Monday morning and was sick. Turns out I had COVID. So I had COVID all week on my vacation. The blessing of that was it allowed me to sit there and just leave the Zoom open all day. And I was listening, and I was learning a lot, just like listening to Eric talk about SPY, and listening to David talk about Apple, and I was just really honing in on those levels and the double tops and the triple tops and the candle opening above that candle, making it bullish. And that's what I used today. Like literally the things that Eric's Moto was talking about last week in the Zoom chat in the middle of the day when I would have normally been at work like I am now. I heard that and I was like, oh, that makes sense. This candle opened above this candle and it had good volume in these things. So that makes it bullish. And that really worked for me. And I used those today and it worked great. So we're going to keep doing that and see how it goes.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yep. So
some things resonate with different people.
Yeah.
Different things resonate with different people. So that's good that you found something that you were able to use and work with it, and it got you paid. So that's awesome.
Yep. And I had the indicators on TradingView open, at the same time I was looking at everything and I was like, okay, this candle's opening up above that candle, right where that one closed. It's opening above it. That's bullish. Boom, I'm in. And then I would get out on the long wicks like y'all talk about. So yeah, it was really good. So hopefully my goal now is to stack days like this, right? Because if I can stack a 20% day, I'm not saying I'm going to do 20% every day, but if I can do 5-10% and just stack those days like that, that's when I feel like, okay, now maybe I'm turning the corner here. Because every time in the past, I felt like I've turned the corner. I think I've come on here and said that I'm turning a corner. Then it goes sideways on me or, goes the wrong way. So once I get that consistency, then I'll feel a little bit better about putting some more money into there. Because right now I'm just keeping it real small. I've got my other account with some funds in there, but I'm not moving that over yet until I prove to myself that I can be consistent, over several week period, lots of green days, maybe red trades, but green days.
Right. And the cool thing is too, if you do it with small position sizes, then all you have to do from that point on is size up.
Exactly. I was doing 2 and 3 contracts. That was it.
Yeah, that's good.
I think I did 3 to start the day, and then 2, and then 2, and then 1, or something like that. It was all
right, Hudson. I'm proud of you, bud.
Yeah. I'm proud of me too. I'm happy. That's why I was like, I'm gonna go on here and talk about it. I'm hesitant, but at the same time, like I came on when I had those bad days too. So I was like, all right, well, I should congratulate myself and pat myself on the back when I do good as well.
That's right. Because if you come on here and be transparent about your losses, definitely come on here and pat yourself on the back when you do well.
Yeah.
So it makes me feel good because I don't like it when you're sad and when you're not doing well, and you know what I mean. So I'm glad.
And it's even worse when you're having a bad day and everyone else is like, "I'm done for the day, coach. Made 3,500, made 18,000," and you're like, "Damn, I'm negative $60, and I'm just trying to get a green trade, and y'all are done for the day, made $8,000 already." You know what I mean? So
I feel you.
But yeah, no. So it was good. So I don't want to take over your whole show, but yeah, that was my day, and that was very simple. 3 trades.
Well, if you take those same things and take them into tomorrow and you don't see those signs, what are you going to do?
If I don't see, obviously I'm going to trade the trade, right? So got to trade the trade and see what it does. If it's not opening bullish like that, then I'm going to wait for the put entries, right?
Well, yep. I guess it depends on, where it falls.
What it's doing,
but like you said, trade the trade, watch what's in front of you. And, just have a system, you know what I mean? So it looks like you're trying to put together an edge. So just try to use that every time. It's not always going to give you those exact same setups. But if you use the double and triple tops and stuff like that, that's what is consistent. If you find consistent patterns and trade them consistently right, that's what's going to create the consistency for you.
Yep, because SPY's not always, like I said, today I found it easy to trade SPY today. It was just like up, down, up, and then kind of just went sideways toward the end of the day. But SPY doesn't always do that. It'll really send you for a loop if you're not right, because I can't tell you how many times I'll get in and then instantly it reverses. You know what I mean? And I'm like, damn it, I didn't see the 200 MA down there, or I didn't see this down there, or I didn't recognize this gold level. So I'm trying to train myself to pay a lot more attention to gold levels, to 200 MA, where's VWAP, make sure it breaks this critical level before I get in, those type of things. Because I would just be willy-nilly hopping in like, oh, it's green, boom, 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 and I'd get in the middle of an EWO, and boom, it pulls back and gets me, takes my 25% stop loss, and I lose that trade. And then it goes up the rest of the day because my entry was bad. So my main thing now is working on entries and I still have to deal with I'm moving my stop up too soon. Like I could have made more money today. Like on some of those where I showed you I got out, they kept going up a little bit more and stuff like that. I could have squeezed out another like 50 or $60 today, but overall I'm happy with it.
I'm happy with it too, man. I'm proud
Yep.
of you. You're awesome. And
Thank you.
the cool thing is you didn't quit.
No, I'm not quitting. I'm never quitting. I'll tell you that right now. I might take a break, but I'm not going to quit because I've seen what it can do. I've seen like too many people, it changed their lives. And like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be working in 2 years. Like that's kind of my goal. Like 2 years, 3 years, if it takes 5 years, that's whatever it takes. But I'm not quitting for sure because I've seen what it can do and it can change your life.
Way to go, man.
So,
that is awesome.
I appreciate you letting
you'll get
me
it
go.
done.
Yep, I appreciate you letting me come up and go over the trades there. So hopefully other people did good. I think a few people traded SPY today and did really well on it. I heard somebody made like 9,000, I think. So
yeah, good job, man. I'm happy. I'm happy. Always love it when one of us does well. Those of us that have been on the struggle bus, and you and I have talked about that.
Oh yeah.
And when we are doing well, it just feels good, because I just want to see everybody make this thing happen,
You know what's crazy, Dawn? Like
what?
Even like a $10 green day, the mood I have going to work is so much better. I can be red $5, but if I'm green $5, I'm like, oh, today's a good day, just because it's green, and it's not. It
because
doesn't
it's a green
affect my life.
trade.
It doesn't affect my life. That money is in there. I'm not taking it out. It's there for now until I get it to a certain point. My goal is to get it to a certain amount, whatever that amount would be, and then every Friday take out, whatever's over that amount and restart. That's my eventual goal. But right now, make 20%, 10%, or lose it. It's not affecting my daily life. That money's already in there. But it mentally affects you, right? Like it's not taking my lunch money away, but it mentally. $10 green when I'm heading to work, I'm like in a good mood. $10 red heading to work, I'm in a bad mood.
Yeah.
And I just hate losing, I think, more than I enjoy winning is maybe a good way to say it. And so I'm just determined to win because I hate losing so much.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's amazing how just the little bit of green will affect your mood all day.
Yes, man, because it's a green trade, and that lets you know I did it right.
I did something right.
And now
the process for me and the struggle for me is, can I do this right tomorrow and then Wednesday and then Thursday? You know what I mean? Like, and just stack days and then stack weeks and build up that account and then start being able to actually take money out of it to pay bills.
You know what? I'm going to answer that for you. Yes, you can. Because if you follow the rules are there to help you have those green days every day you go in the market if you do it right. You're gonna have some green trades, but if you follow the rules, dude, you'll have green days every day. I mean, I've watched people do it. Ange does it, Mark does it. If you follow those same set of rules that Coach has, you will be green. You know what I mean? There's no guarantees anywhere, but more often than not, you will be green, Yep. It's like it's so funny. It's like if I were to drive to the grocery store in, Ocean City, I know for sure if I come out here, crack a left and go up about 2 miles, I'm going to get there. I know that because I've done it a gazillion times. That's the way to get there. Same thing with trading. If there's a set of rules that's laid out there and you follow them each time, like every time it hits a double top, get ready. If it doesn't break and hold, it's going to go down, and you get into a put after that. You're going to make money because it works everything. That's how that works. So if you know that should create confidence in you to be like, okay, I know what that is. This is how I'm supposed to trade it. And every time, if you trade it the same way, it's going to work. Now, there's going to be every now and then, it's going to be the time it whipsaws against you, especially if it's SPY. But for the most part, if you do it exactly the same way each time, there's no question. If there's some double tops in there, I know I'm going to make money today, period. Because all I trade is double tops. You know what I mean?
And I've noticed SPY loves to bounce off that 200 MA and just shoot up. And it does it a lot. It does it a few times a week, and it's usually a good upside move. I've been kind of paying attention to that too. It loves to go down to that 200 and then shoot off of it on the 2 minute. And that's
VWAP. It'll bounce off VWAP
too.
quick.
But But when it hits that 200, it hits it hard. It's like a trampoline, and it bounces off of it. It is. If you go back and look, it boom, and it bounces off of it, and it'll come back down and boom, bounce off of it again. And it'll hit that double top and slam back down. So if you're like you said, if you're prepared for it, and what was nice about today was every time I click bought, I was already green. Like I hit buy and I go look and it's already in the green. I'm like, okay, let it go up, move my stop up, boom, went up, move my stop up a little more, went up, move my stop up a little more, just kept moving it, boom. All right, it wicked down, I'm out, boom, next trade. And every single trade was like that. So yeah, it was a good day. So, but I'm curious, where's this meetup? Did people come on already? I wanted to see people at the meetup.
Mark came on, but he couldn't hear. The problem was he couldn't hear us.
Did they send any pictures in? Because I wanted to see everybody together. I hope they took like a group shot.
I didn't look at Discord yet, but check Discord. Okay. He came on at the beginning of the show, and he couldn't hear us because it was a lot of, they were partying, a lot of background noise.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you like go on this video and look back, yeah, it was him. It was Bruno.
Okay.
But the thing was, he kept moving the camera and he couldn't hear us. So you might get busy.
Were there?
But
how many were
there? It looks like it's about maybe 6 or 7 of them there.
And that's all people that kind of live on the East Coast.
Well, yeah, mostly. Well, Bruno came over there. Bruno right now staying, I think, in Texas.
Oh, did he fly himself over?
I'm not sure. No.
No.
He got on the airplane.
He flew Spirit.
Spirit, that's right.
Good thing he wasn't on Delta. Oh my God, my buddy is going to the Olympics.
Yeah.
The layovers on Delta are like insane right now. People are having like 2-day layovers. Ooh. It is a mess, and that's all from that CrowdStrike mess up last week. It's affecting everything right now. The planes, like I said, we sent him our sports guy to Rio. Not to Rio, to Paris to cover the Olympics that start next week. And man, he's like, I had like an 8-hour delay on my flight.
Wow.
So it's a mess. And he was flying out of Atlanta on Delta, and that's Delta's hub in Atlanta. So yeah, anybody flying anywhere right now, it's like, it's very sketchy because all the computers are like all jacked up right now. It's a big issue. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and watch the replay of this to see how far in were they. About 20 minutes in.
He actually came on the beginning of the show.
Beginning, okay. I'm gonna have to tune back because I missed the beginning. I started watching maybe like 20 minutes into your show. 20 or 30 minutes in, I started watching.
Check right at the beginning, and then he went off, and then about maybe 5 minutes later, he came right back on. So, but it's all mostly in the beginning.
Gotcha. Did someone else just join? Who's on there? Oh. Hey, what's up? Who's that? Chris?
You there?
So, Ange left, I guess.
Yes, it is. What's going on?
What's going on, man?
Chris, I'm loving the background, brother. Yeah. What is
And by the way, what's up, James? I didn't say hi to you.
How you doing, Ozzy?
It's some AI generated thing. I think it's Wall Street.
It almost looks like you're in a Monopoly town. Is it
yeah, it looks cool, yeah.
That's awesome.
Chris, you're the
I told AI to make me Wall Street, and I think that's what it made. So,
what does that say? The real pawn, Chris, real pawn.
That's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's real pawnage. Yeah, that's what it is. Hey, so what's going on today? You guys, you're talking about back to the basics. How far have you guys
gotten? Basically, hey Hudson, do me a quick favor because we got a lot of wind. So mute your mic for me.
I'm at work. I'm actually gonna just hop out because I gotta go back to work. So, but yeah, good talking with y'all. Thanks for letting me come share, and I'll keep y'all posted for this week. But I'll hop out so he can go ahead and talk.
I'm curious about tomorrow. Let me know.
Me too. Trust me. Me too. All right. Hopefully
man.
See y'all tomorrow with good news. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. See y'all later.
All right. Bye-bye. Well, we covered the fact that first and foremost, you should be starting with shares. And then we covered waiting in the weeds with those shares. So, not just jumping in, but trying to pick a support level. We talked about charting, the importance of charting, using charts to make sure that you can navigate through the trades, get in the trades properly, stay in them, and get out. Did you have something that you've wanted to add? Because you're such a wealth of knowledge, my friend. Talk to us about some basics.
Okay, so someone in the I think it was the membership lounge yesterday was talking about they were basically asking what is a candle, right? And they were
Oh
asking
wow.
like
Okay.
trying to figure out, do you remember? I don't know if you looked at that. I kind of tried to answer it a little bit, but they were trying to figure out, okay, well, what makes a candle green? What makes a candle red? And it kind of put me back a little bit from when I was first trying to learn how to become a trader,
Mm-hmm.
to try to figure out all of that stuff. Because when you first come in, you don't know what a candle is. You think that they're like something you light, right? You don't know what the
Right.
candle you don't
Right.
know what a candle means, what the data, how to read it. All you know is that it's green and some are red and they look like Christmas trees. Um, so
And Coach, when I first came in, Coach was talking about wicks. I'm like, wick? What are they talking about? Wick? Like what kind of wick?
uh-huh.
You know? I'm like, I remember being that person.
Yeah.
I think I
So
know who you're
yeah,
talking about, Chris, and that's a new member, and they're definitely going about it
yeah,
the right way, asking a whole bunch of questions, not actually doing any trading. So good on them.
yeah. That's the exact thing that everyone should do when you're new is just learn. Don't do anything else. Don't even trade. Just learn learn everything there is to know about not only what programs you need to trade, but the charting that you need to do. You need to understand like the data is that you're looking at, what that data means, and how to interpret it. It's just it takes you back a little bit when you see those questions that you're able to that we know now like real easily we can articulate it and say, oh, it's the price that's it's the price within the candle, right? The wicks are the ranges within it, and whether it's green or red depends upon the preceding candle, right? So
Mhm.
and then where it ends. So um just being able to take that step back and see that it was a neat little reminder for myself to sometimes you need to go back all the way. Sometimes
Yeah, you
all
do.
the way, just the very basics of what am I even looking at? Yes, for now, it's easy just to say, oh, this is what it means and go on from there. But
Did you start with shares or options? I'm curious.
I started with crypto. So
Oh well, that's right. But like with this though, like did you when you got into stocks, did you like was that when we first heard you talking in the group or
I did a little bit of both. I did stocks. I think not DJT, but whatever it was before. I think that was one
fun?
of the first trades.
D-Wack,
No,
Duet
DWAP.
duet?
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I think that was one of my first trades.
Jack Walk.
Yeah, so I was like, I did that, and then I learned about options and was just watching Coach trying to figure out what an option was and how to trade it and what it meant and all the stuff that was within it. So I did a little bit of both. I already had some of the basic knowledge from stocks. Um, at least I thought I did. And then so I went I did more options after that. I think I heard you say earlier that you wish that you had done stocks, not options. I wish that I'd done the same. I wish that if I could have gone back to when I first did that, I had told myself, don't even look at an options. It doesn't matter that you've done crypto. It doesn't matter you know how to read a stock. It doesn't matter any of that stuff. Just stick to
Right.
options no matter the temptation. Or sorry, just stick to stocks. Sorry, not options. Don't even touch them until you really have
Right.
it down, because there's so much more to an option than there is, to just doing a stock. So yeah, hope that answers your
All because
question.
of the leverage in the Greeks. Yeah, definitely it does. Yeah, and I wouldn't have known what an option was had it not been for somebody that I was in a different type of group, a sports group. And other than that, he was just jonesing to teach somebody how to trade a stock option. I guess he kind of wanted to show off because he had learned it and was doing well at it. So he wanted to show it to somebody else how to do it. Yeah, and I took him up on it. And so I walked away with that knowledge. I'm like, okay, all right. So that's how you do it. And I did a couple of Apple options for a while. And then I'm like, okay, yeah, I think I lost a couple dollars on. I made a couple dollars and then lost a couple dollars. And I'm like, this is too weird. I'm not doing that. And then, about a year later, I decided I wanted to give it another shot. And then probably 2 or 3 months after that is when I started seeing Coach on TikTok, right around September, October. And I just kept watching him on and off on TikTok. I'd run across him again. I'm like, there's that guy again. He's sitting in that chair staring at the computer and there's people talking to him and they're trading, and in January I decided, but I came in with that knowledge of just how to trade, basic knowledge of how to trade options, not charting, none of that. And I didn't understand. All I thought shares were good for was just to buy and hold. I didn't understand day trading as a concept at all. And I would see videos about it, and I'm like, okay, these guys are making money every day, and they would be making tons of money. And I'm like, some of them would be millionaires. You see the YouTube channels, some of these guys. And I'm like, I want to get into that. You know what I mean? And when I got into with Coach, the funny thing is, I didn't look at it like that until I heard that a couple people had become millionaires. So then I started chasing after the money. And then, you end up just losing your ass like that. You're better
I'll say
off.
that bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're better off just going to the basics, and going and starting in shares, small cap shares. If you can get up in the morning, if you're part of the VIP, I highly suggest you come in at 4 a.m. with us, because that's all we're trading is shares. Well, Nate does some, he's only trading shares. You can't trade options in the pre-market. But if you come in, you will learn how to wait in the weeds. A lot of times you'll hear us talk about where we've got in, what we're waiting on, what we're looking at. We'll describe what the L2 is, what we're looking at on the L2. And you can teach yourself just by listening and watching what we're doing. Just get in with one share of something and wait in the weeds, test it out, set a limit buy for one share at that level. You're okay. Well, I see the lines going across. Yeah, let's try it. I'm telling you, once you get into it, it's not as hard as you think it is, especially with that particular style of trading, So
Well, speaking of that, Don, we had a question. Let's scroll back a little
okay.
bit.
Okay.
Trader Vaughn, and I don't remember, so this is all you.
Uh-oh.
Trader Vaughn, I was also wondering about what Don spoke about last week, about front of the trade. She's quoted, I believe that's how you referred to it. When is it no longer front of the trade?
Front of the trade. I don't remember saying that. Front of the trade. Yeah, I don't remember ever saying that. Maybe she thought I said that. I don't say.
Well, and she may be. I mean, she's like
I'm
I
trying
said,
to figure out what she might be meaning by that. The beginning?
Does she mean maybe getting
Waiting
in
in the
on
weed?
the run? Yeah, maybe she means. I wonder if she's referring to if you get ahead of the curve right before it pumps, maybe.
Hey, Vaughn, can you clarify that for me? Because I don't remember using that verbiage. So can you kind of what was I talking about? Like probably waiting in the weeds, getting in front of the trade, something like that, or
probably.
okay.
Yeah,
with that being
getting
said,
in front of it before it hits a wall, maybe, and pulls back, getting out.
there's two ways to get in front of a trade. Okay, one is when you're on the waiting in the weeds side and you're waiting for it to come down to the level to pick you up. Get in one level above it. So if it's 50,000 shares and it's creating a huge support level for $2.59, that means 50,000 orders are in to pay $2.59. So with that heavy of an order, the algorithm's going to come down. Well, instead of you getting in with them, Nate taught us to get in one right above it, 250 what would that be? 251. Because on the way, that's getting in front of it. On the way down to it, it's got to pass me in order to get to the bigger order that's right behind me. So that, in a sense, is getting in front of it.
It was Mustang, and he's talking about getting in as the EWO is growing.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah, he's down in the chat.
Yeah, Mustang, is he down there?
He is.
Hey, Mustang, you want to come up and clarify that?
So I wanted to add on a little bit here to the topic of getting back to the basics. Just something that I wish I'd known. I really wish I'd known when I was first getting started. Don't shoot for the stars. Okay, you may think, oh, right. I found a runner and that thing has gone up 5 times and I made 5 times my money, and then you get addicted to that, right? And so you just keep trying and you try and you're looking for that thing every single time. Well, that's not going to happen every single time, and if you have that attitude, oftentimes you're gonna it's going to result in it going against you, because you either go in too big and then it instantly rips behind you and then it starts falling down on your face. Instead of that, focus on just growing your account slowly, exponentially, because when you get your process down of how to properly trade, whether you're scalping or whether you are doing an EWO, you should stick with an EWO if you're new, but whatever process it is that you're following, if you are consistent in your process and you slowly work to build up your account, and have consistent gains, that's how you protect your account and prevent yourself from having those big old huge drops. So your job as a trader is to work on risk assessment, not on emotion of I've got to get these really huge, trades that are going to bring out 500% or whatever it is going to be. Yeah, those trades happen. Yeah, you're going to find them. Yeah, they're awesome when you run into it. But don't let that be what you aim for. Just aim for a consistent profit over and over and over again. If I had known that, years and years ago, the amount of money that you can make off of that. Go find yourself an exponential calculator, add it in there and figure out how there's 252 days, something like that, day in a trading day. Yep. And just look, how much, if you consistently are able to grow your account every single day because you've got your process down, you're protecting your account, and you're not letting it go against you, how much growth you can bring out of that with something as small as a 2 or 3%. Look it up. First year may not be that great, but second year, if you can consistently grow it, dang, that's pretty awesome. So I just want
that
to.
That adds up too. That adds up because, a lot of people don't take the time to calculate that. But I think it ends up what? If you grow your account by 1% every day, it ends up second year something like 100K or something. It's like something stupid ridiculous. But that's by growing your account 1% every day.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's say you got $1,000 account, right? Okay, let's say you're starting out, small. You could even do less. At 1% a day for 250 days, that first year is $12,000, right? So not that much, but extra cash, right? Well, let's say you keep doing that, and you do that.
That's $1,000 a month.
Yeah, it's $1,000 a month. That's a lot of. That's not chump change, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you don't take anything out of that account, you just keep growing it. And it's a lot of work to get 1% a day. That's not easy, okay? Just to be clear. 100% possible, though. Next year, that's $144,000. So if you put the work in and you're consistent, $1,000 account, that's how that would grow. Now, is that you're going to have red days, right? Some days are going to be more than 1%. Some days are going to be red. Some days are going to be less than 1%. Everything's gonna vary and change, But don't focus on, I've got to have these big, huge runners. Those runners will come and they're going to be great to help your account get that boost. But protecting your account is the most important part. It's not making a whole bunch of money. Because if you can protect your account, then you can grow it exponentially and more as time goes by. So.
Absolutely. Good advice, Chris. That's Coach teaches us that, trade small. Some of the most basic stuff is to use small position sizes because they grow over time. Just like you can lose small position sizes as well, and before you know it, you're down like $5,000, $10,000 because you've lost 50 here, 100 there. Well, if you trade the same way and just worry about being green consistently. And I mean, if you just trade one share at a time, there's no way you're going to ever make a ton of money out of that. So that takes the money part out of it. So go even down to something ridiculous like one share of a stock, like what we do in the morning. And as you get better at turning that one share into 2 shares or turning that one share or making $1 off of that share, 10 cents off that, whatever, you're gaining. Once you get good at gaining consistently with the one share, you'll be able to do it with more and more and more and more. But you got to get consistent with just doing it with one share first. You got to learn how to get good at making pennies before you get good at making dollars. Nate always said that, and it's true.
Yep.
Yeah. To reference what you were saying, Chris, about swinging for the fences, you have one supremely excellent day and make $4,000 on a SPY put and think, oh, I've got this. The next day you give back 3 times that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And you
don't not that I would know anything about that personally or anything.
No, not you. No.
That's why your focus can never be on gains. It can never be on gains. Has to be on
process.
Your process and your risk management. If you don't have either of those,
that was back when I first started.
You're screwed. You're screwed. Don't even trade. Don't trade if you don't have a process down, because you're just going to blow up your account. Don't trade if you don't have risk management, because you're just going to blow up your account. You're not ready to trade with real money. You need to trade with paper.
Absolutely.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Don. Hey, James. Hey, Chris. Yeah, out for a walk.
How's it going?
It's going. It's going.
Did you hear the question?
Yeah, they were asking about the front side of the trade. That was me. I think I was talking to Joey Joe about not getting on the top or the back side of the trade, and then when it starts going against you, trying to hit like double down and what was it? Buying calls on support, hoping that it bounces back up, because you need to buy 6 contract. You need to buy 6 calls after the 2 went against you, just to try to get back to break even, and then you're risking 1,000 to try to not lose 20. It was that whole conversation. So then I started talking about the front side of the trade, which is what Coach talks about, the color flip, when it goes from green to red or green to red for the day, the percentage. So like when the EWO starts growing, that's when it's most advantageous to be in the trade as the EWO is growing. Even when it does come back and hit a level, breakthrough, and then bounce off of support there, the trend is still upwards, or the trend is in your direction instead of you're hoping that it goes the way you want it to. Right?
Correct.
So, I think they were asking too about, getting out before a double top. When it's the first top, you don't know it's going to double top again. Trying to get out at the peak of the day.
Right.
That you're not going to be able to nail that every time. The only thing I could say is charting watch your L2.
Yes.
You
Yes.
see those levels, and if that's where you're comfortable getting out, don't worry about leaving money on the table.
Yeah, because
But that,
there's always a way to figure out if it's a double or triple top, and that means you got to do your homework and dig and go back as far as you can to find that level. If you don't find that level, that means this is the first time it's hit that area. So at that point, that's when you just, mark it. If it goes down from there, then you'll know that that'll be your first double top. But somewhere in the history, that probably hit that level at some point before, especially if it pulled back. But if there is no history, then hey, yeah, you're in new territory.
well, and
Yep.
again, I think it may have been, more trying to catch the peak, like the peak of the day.
Yeah.
And me personally, I've tried doing that. I don't even look for it anymore because trying to guess the top or guess the bottom is impossible. You never know. The
Yeah,
closest
you
you can
can't.
get is doing your charting and
Yep.
watch for the levels on that L2 and
That's it.
trade the trade.
And if it breaks those, then you're in new high a day. If it doesn't, then you're retracing and going back. It tells you. You know what I mean? So it's really not as hard as we make it. If you see it was in another area like in pre-market today, I looked where did it top at a pre-market? I put a line there. This was the highest level that it went in pre-market. When coach is doing his pre-market setup, usually that's what he's going off of. And then where did it bottom out at in the pre-market? That's of the day, that's as low as that went. So you just mark those two areas and look for it to break those areas either to the upside or downside. And in the middle of that, you've got all your critical levels that it's hit before, in other days. But screen time and actually charting is where you actually get the experience doing that, and you'll be able to use it. Any more questions, Dana?
No, just JoJo being JoJo.
Well, thanks for reading those for me. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
I know my voice isn't as pretty as Angie's, but
Of course it is. So you've got the man pretty voice going on, right?
well, thank you.
Hey, Chris, do me a favor and mute your mic because we're hearing a lot of background noise.
I thought you muted me already. I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to click on the screen and do stuff. I got a little bit of Christina in me.
Yeah, because if I do it, you won't be able to talk. You won't be able to get back in. So, yeah, Chris, you were about to say something?
Yeah. I was gonna say for new traders and people that may be listening that aren't a part of ADT or are a part of ADT, just a bit of word of encouragement. It's very daunting, and I get it for when you're first starting out because you don't know anything. Everything you're coming into something that the majority of the world doesn't understand.
Yeah.
Some people, oftentimes, if you ask somebody about, hey, what do you think of stocks or trading? Everyone's always like, oh, I have no idea. I don't trade. I don't know anything about it. And then when you're coming in and you're trying to learn it, it's real hard. It's not easy. It won't be easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it, right?
For sure.
And if everyone was doing it, everyone would be rich, and there would be no money for anybody. So you don't want everybody to do it anyways. So when you're coming in, it's not easy. It's hard, but stick to it and just keep learning and just keep practicing at it. And you're gonna struggle. You're gonna probably blow up your account. That's why we always say start small. Don't go in with a whole bunch of money. Know your position size. That's why it's important for you to know the process and everything when you really do start trading with money. But if I could just encourage you to just keep at it, just keep working on it, and build your account up slowly. You'll get it eventually. Will it take a long time? Yeah, it will. you know, but just keep working on it, you know. And when you're ready to really get the education that you need, you're in the greatest community that you could be in, because it's way better, in my opinion, if you have zero knowledge of trading and you come into American Dream Trading and then you really learn how to do it. So if you're sitting there saying, I've got no support group, I've got no one behind me, I don't know anything about trading, I'm not going to go back to school for this. Well, great. You're in the right place. Come here, because you are the perfect person to learn. It's harder for someone like myself who has more experience, more baggage from poor trading, poor habits, and just trying to do it on my own. Than somebody that comes in who actually has a mentor. Coach is a great mentor, and he's not only a great mentor, but he's got a lot of people behind him, and a community behind him that's supportive of new traders, and not just new traders, but experienced traders as well. So when you come in, just know that you've got a community behind you. Are we going to do the work for you? No, absolutely not.
Nope.
That's your responsibility. You need to learn how to do it. You need to read the books and watch the videos and listen to coach and everything else. But going about it yourself, trying to do it yourself, it's kind of a recipe for disaster, in my opinion. And if you could come in, if you have the funds to be able to come in, you can get the funds. It's only $50 a week to start. It's actually free to start, by the way. You know, when you're ready to really start and get serious about trading, this is the greatest community that you could be a part of. So, you know, this is kind of how in my head I break down the memberships, right? If you want to learn about trading and you want to know what trading is, and you want to start getting a feel for it, come in for free. Okay? When you're serious and you want to learn it and you want to become a trader, and you really want to make something of it, that's when you pay for a membership. Okay? And stick to it and stick with it. And our community is here, and we're supportive of you. And there's lots of different membership styles that you can get. There's the very basic premium membership. There's when you want all of the training and education. There's the VIP Gold and the VIP. You know, those are the two greatest services that you can get here, aside from training directly from Coach. But those are the two greatest services that you can get. So if you're new and you're listening and you want to become a trader, or you're just interested in trading, just join for free. Start there. See what we're about. Watch the videos. Learn about who we are. And then when you're ready to get serious about trading, go buy a membership. And I think that you'll really, really enjoy learning about who we are and how to properly trade. So that's it.
And right now, don't forget, you can use the discount code SUMMER1000 and take $1,000 off any one of those VIP memberships if you decide to upgrade right away and get a VIP. Great job, Chris. That is amazing.
Say, well said. You know, and that's something I always believed, that stuff like this was for the silver spoons, you know, inherited wealth, people that were born into it, and not someone that's, you know, basically paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, I think we all did. Yep, only people that
not
have.
true.
Yeah, if you watch movies like Wall Street and stuff like that, you think only, you know, you start having these images of people who have millions of dollars who are on the trading floor, or, you know, you don't think it's something that you can do from your home office. Yeah, because back in the day you couldn't. That wasn't available to you to do that. So now that it is, and we've got a mentor like Coach, because up until he started doing this type of stock market education wasn't available, and it still isn't. No. There is nobody that is doing interactive learning like Coach is. He's coming on here and he's actually trading with us and stepping us through trades, giving us the knowledge and actually talking directly to us, and not just trading on his own and we're watching him. He's actually interacting with us. You know, people are actually able to ask him questions while they're in a trade. He'll shut the whole live stream down if somebody's got an emergency question, like they're stuck in a trade or something. He will help them. There's nobody doing that. And he's
Yeah,
charging
and that's
way less than them.
that's
Yeah.
honestly, it's something that's mind-boggling to me. It is, yes, there are others out there, and I thought about saying, they're trying to mimic Coach, but they're not. They're not even trying.
There's only one
I mean,
coach.
all his well, and that's all his YouTube videos are out there, but they're still doing the same old, blah blah call outs, no interaction, no, you can see the obvious success of Coach and his experience and how ADT has grown, and you still don't want to change the way you're doing things to try and improve
Yeah.
yourself. You know,
Yeah.
just
The reason Coach is so successful is he is infectious. He draws you in because he's a real person trying to help real people. He's not just some phony who's trying to just make money off you. He actually he's been in tears because he is so moved by how people are going through a struggle and how he's able to help them. So he's a real person and he has real feelings and he actually uses those real feelings to help him train people. And he's funny as hell. Okay. So, I mean, he's very infectious, but not to mention the fact that he knows his shit. Excuse my French, but he knows his shit. He's been doing this 32 years. So, the way that he teaches it is, and I say this like respectfully and in a joking manner at the same time, he does it so simple a caveman could do it. That's how his strategies work. They're that simple. And the people that have become millionaires in this group have never traded a day in their lives. And is that the normal? No, it's not. But they did it through Coach, through his teaching. And he's done it several times. He's created at least 10 millionaires. Once, that's luck. A couple of times, okay, well, maybe there's something to it. 10, he knows his shit. So, and there's several people that have retired. I've never traded a day in my life, and I can say that I am a day trader. If I were to leave American Dream Trading today or tomorrow, I'm confident that I could make money trading. That's not something I ever thought I would hear myself say, and it blows my mind. And I realized, wow, I feel like Daniel in The Karate Kid and Miyagi just taught me wax on or wax off. It's like I realized, holy shit. Jen's like, you should hear yourself. Like, you really know what you're talking. And I'm like, I don't know how that happened. One day I was painting a fence. The next thing I knew how to block punches. You know what I mean? So Coach is that good. So if you really want to learn how to trade, you need to go ahead and get in here and go to americandreamtrading.com. That link is pinned to the top of this live chat. Go to americandreamtrading.com, look up the VIP Gold Complete and get that membership right away. And he'll take $1,000 off if you do it. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. We're pushing into 7 o'clock here, and I'm going to go grab some dinner. I'm going to let you get back to your families. Anybody have anything else they want to add before we step out? Thank you guys for the questions down in the chat, and thank you for being here.
Anything? I think I'm good. I've got lots of stuff I can share, but I think we're running out of time.
Yeah, it's a long day.
Yeah. Mark's, I just had a thought, and Mark's got his morning song. I think I'm going to have to try and find an afternoon song.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll see. We'll see what you got. Just don't make it Captain Kangaroo, though. Not that I have anything against Captain Kangaroo. But yeah, Chris, I'd love to stay on here all night, brother. But after being on here from 4 o'clock in the morning, it gets to be kind of long after a while. I got to go get some rest, man. Get ready for tomorrow. So,
you rest up.
But thank you.
Have a good week.
Yes. You too, my brother. Thank you for all the information that you came on and shared, and just talking to everybody, talking to the new people and giving them your experience. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on here. You too, James. You too, Mustang Chris. Look, wherever he was, he heard the call. He's like Batman. And he swooped right on in. He's taking a walk and he heard it and swooped in. So that's how much of a tight-knit community we are. He heard the call and he came right in. Hudson, I hope you kill it tomorrow, man. But don't force a trade because you had a good day today. That's where we go wrong. We force trades the next day. That's why we lose. So don't force a trade tomorrow. If you don't see it, be good with not trading. Be good with not trading. That way you won't have a red day after you trade. Don't force it, man. If you see a good setup, then run with it. But if you don't force it. Other than that, I don't have anything else. Ange, thank you so much for coming on here as usual. Always gracing us with your presence. And my beautiful white vegan knowledge, thank you for coming and visiting us today. That was awesome. I can see you.
Very nice lady.
Yeah. Being a part of this community real soon and trying to kick my ass at trading, but you won't do it. I got a head start. But anyway, we tease each other.
It sounds like challenge accepted.
Gauntlet. The gauntlet has been dropped. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end with coach's rules as we normally do. Please pay attention to them if you're a brand new trader, and I will see you guys at 4 a.m. mañana.
Night, y'all.
Yeah. Hey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Never lose more than 1 to 3% ever of your total account value in any given day. Always make sure you have stop losses on each and every single trade, whether it's shares or options. Make sure you guys are practicing base hits. Don't be trying to go for those home runs. Everybody be cool with that. Every once in a while you'll get the home runs, but that comes back to our other rule. Let the runners run and stop out the losers. All right? So if we're getting hammered on something and it's going against you, just get out of there. If you're new to trading, do not trade in the first 30 minutes of the day or the last hour, ever. And if you are new to trading, do not use real money. You should be using simulated trainers, and you can use them on all sorts of different accounts. TD has them. TradingView, you can do rewinds. There's all sorts of stuff. Don't come in with real money blowing up your account. That is not how you want to learn. I want to make you a stock market trader and not just another call-out chaser.